watching me put eyes in lures. I've already done the other side. It's hard to tell with this camera. I can't bring it to you so you can see it. It's focused on what's down here, so you're gonna have to see it from here. But anyway, I got this side done on both of them. This is my little shiner minnow. If you've seen the video, I think it's before this one, I'm pretty sure it is, where I did the crappie killer pattern with the sponges. This is that same lure. It's just detailed out now. What I showed you with the sponges is just a pattern. It wasn't the final details. It was all gapped and full of holes and stuff on the top that needed to be filled in. This is what it's supposed to look like now that it's done. This is heading to clear coat after that. Put the eyes in. It looks way better now with the black the way it's supposed to be. You can still see that pattern through the black. You may not in this camera because I don't have an expensive camera, but I can still see the pattern and the texture from the sponges through that black. That black on top is just a couple of swipes with opaque just to make it look more like a shiner minnow. And once you put the eyes in, then it really does. And this one is my what I call my Copperhead 110. It's my take on the Mega Bass Vision 110. I bought a bunch of these blanks, and I'm gonna make a bunch of them. It's got the yellow on the bottom, silver side, metallic orange that I turned copper by doing a black overspray from the gill, just to fade, just to give it a little highlight. Looks more of a copper when you do that. But yeah, the eye's done on that too. It's just hard to see. But not even sure if I already told you about the paint on that one. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and put eyes in these now. I like to adjust these helping hands. You can get these on Amazon. They range, I don't know, $10 to $20 and a few different prices in between. They are handy as heck, especially for lures, but they're handy for a lot of other things. But you can get the fish to sit the position you want it to, so when you put your dab of glue in, it stays right where you want it. It doesn't run all off anywhere, and it gives you a minute to get the eye off the paper and get set up. Now, I use, let's get the garbage out of the way here. I use just super glue, any super glue. It just happens to be a Loctite brand. I think I might even have got this at the dollar store. But any super glue that is relatively quick, because if you're impatient like me and want to get ready to clear coat afterwards, you want it to dry as quick as you can. But you can get the slower drying gels, and that's nice because it gives you a little bit more time to fiddle with it. But I don't need time for that. I know right where I want the eyes to go and how I want it to go. And what do you know? I was going to say, what do you know? It's empty, but it's not. We're going to do one at a time just because sometimes you do have to fiddle with it, and I don't want that one to dry out too much. Now I put I don't want to say a kind of a big puddle, but I put a big enough drop in there so when I put the eye in, it fills that whole area up on the bottom. So the eye is completely covered in glue on the bottom. Now, a lot of guys don't even glue them, and I never did. I always let the clear coat, because this is sticky on the bottom, I always let the clear coat hold them on until that one day when I dipped it in a clear coat and it sucked my eyes right off. One of them. I guess I just didn't have it. Now this one I am lining up a little bit because there's a kind of a line that goes through it, a yellow line which matches the gold in this lure. So I'm kind of getting it where it needs to be, like that, and then just kind of hold it a little bit and pull your knife out. And it's really kind of that simple. Now you might have to, like I said, rearrange it and move it around a little bit to get it the way you want it. But I recommend getting it into the position you want ahead of time. So when you put the eye in there, it's ready to be planted. And then I just take a Q-tip, because some of the glue might squeeze out and you don't want to get it on your finger. And you'd rather suck it up than get it on your lure too. So I just take the Q-tip and make sure it's secure. Just lightly push it, because with the light I can see the glue squeezing out, and I'm making sure it doesn't come up too far. And then once it squeezes all the way around, I'll just hold it, and voila, that's how you set an eye. Let that set I let them set for at least 10 minutes just to make sure. But let's go ahead and do this one now. I use a knife to get the eyes off. It just makes it easier. Because I can line the eye up right where I want it to be with the knife. Like there's a line running through this eye like this, so I can actually put the corner, oh, my head's not in the way. I can put the corner of the knife and move it around, get it into the position that I want. Oops, yeah, leave it on the knife. Just get a little bit of the edge of the knife underneath it. You don't need a lot of the knife. Get it lined up on the knife, push it down a little bit. Now it's in line, ready to go. Of course I didn't put glue in yet, but that's fine. It'll stay. Just set it there for now. It's always a good idea to make sure you got the glue in first too, but this won't take but a second. You would have had to watch me do it either way. One thing you want to be careful of, and I've done it a couple of times, is make sure the tip of your glue is over the eye socket. I've had it drip on my way over and land on a bad spot of the lure, and let me tell you, that did not make my day. So I've learned that if that does happen, leave it and let it harden and clear over it and hope for the best. Don't try to get it off. You just make everything worse. Sorry if my hand's in the way. Put it in, slide out the knife, check the position, slightly off a little. Oops. I moved everything because I moved this. I gotta get it in this position right here so I can see the eye. Turn it a little bit more. Sometimes when they get on that puddle, they get a mind of their own. There we go. And double check it. Yep, that's good. And find our Q-tip. I like to make sure I got a good, firm grasp underneath without getting too many fingerprints in the... There we go. Too many fingerprints on the lure. It's almost inevitable you're going to have a little bit of glue on your fingers here and there. I don't, but just pretend you do. That way you'll never get glue on your projects. And there they are. 2 lures ready for clear coat. And by the magic of YouTube, which used to be the magic of Hollywood, you're going to see the end result right now.